Star Trek, in particular Starfleet Academy, is a big topic of discussion right now. Conversations about it include, but are by no means limited to, is this once beloved franchise finished? If so, can it be saved? Should we even try? And in some cases, why does it need to be saved? Nothing has changed. Well, the fact is, in this particular case, this pinched nerve means yes, something has fundamentally changed about it, and it is on its last legs, similar to other once beloved sci-fis. So, yes, something needs to be done. But what? When a technician looks at a lagging product or broken machine when troubleshooting, well, anything really, you look at the last point it is agreed that it worked and find the change that occurred that tended to this current state. In this case, Star Trek, that point was called the Kurtzman era. So let's start there. This whole era has been so divisive that it threatened the whole history and legacy of this IP. Yes, even more than the so-called Kelvin timeline. But one can't just delete an entire era, can or can you? This is, after all, sci-fi, so yes. Timelines, eras, whole storylines can be deleted and reconstituted with reckless abandon. But can it be done cleanly and satisfactorily? The answer is still yes, but not with the current leadership and writing staff, as well-meaning as they may or may not be. It all has to start with hiring actually talented writers that know, understand, and appreciate the IP from back in its peak popularity. In this case, pre-Kurtzman, and some would even go as far as pre-Kelvin. The actual how of it is the challenging bit. It would take a whole new series helmed by the aforementioned talented writers that understand how relationships actually work, how the world actually works, who know and understand and appreciate the lore they are expanding on, and the reasons why some of it just needs to be dropped entirely. So, not Kurtzman or any of the other current showrunners, writers, etc. from this current era. The ones that broke the thing can't, after all, fix the thing. For now, let's call this new series Star Trek Starfleet Corps of Engineers, as posited by a book series taking place after the Next Generation episode Relics, but that's neither here nor there. This series would open on the maiden voyage of the USS Montgomery Scott, the first ship of the class specifically designed to handle environments and situations that other ships would falter in, so that they can rescue, salvage, repair, etc. other ships that get caught up in unusual phenomenon, adding a whole new twist to this television series of series. They would find during this investigation one strange energy signature, which would turn out to be an abandoned Species 8472 training and staging position, as seen in later seasons of Voyager. This facility would have been abandoned by Species 8472 and then resettled by either unknowing colonists who just needed a place to live, or renegade Starfleet or Maquis that want to stick it to the man. This would allow any lore inconsistencies to be attributed to an invasive species that, no shade, do not have the capacity to understand the culture they are trying to recreate. During the course of this investigation, the crew of the Scotty would learn that this facility will fail. No ifs, ands, or buts, it's going to fail, sooner rather than later, and that anyone on the facility, when it does fail, will die. This opens up the kind of philosophical, open-ended discussions that classic Trek is famous for, like 1. Comforting lies versus the harsh truth, which is better? 2. When a group is failing due to simple, well-meaning mismanagement or malign neglect, is it better to A. ignore, B. help those that want to escape, C. Offer assistance to those that want to try to fix the problem and surpass what they have to that point become. Or D. Fix it for them. Hint, it's not that last one because that would kick the can down the road and make more problems. Other philosophical ideas would be indoctrination and what to do about it and how to rehabilitate to a real worldview that actually works in the real world. And depending on who or what is saved in this episode, we can have future episodes of Corps of Engineers that explore the fallout of any of these revelations and the recovering from the comforting lies and allow a flawed Federation point of view and the comparisons and contrasting nature that world that it then implies. This means that we can keep some lessons and abandon the lore that makes absolutely no sense, like the burn. I mean, come on, that's fundamentally stupid on so many levels. Yes, this whole idea would be a play on the tired and worn. It was all a dream trope, but when an IP has so thoroughly and completely jumped the shark that Jaws 4 looks well like a well-written masterpiece by comparison, only a big kick in the pants will do. With all of this, we can then clean up and rebuild the lore from the Kurtzman and even Kelvin disasters, and use it as a springboard to explore society and socioeconomic philosophies that actually make the world a better place and figure out what causes people to go down the wrong road in the first place. We can use this problematic timeline hollow novel nonsense as a cautionary tale with examples and counterexamples that can really resonate amongst all audiences. But again, this is only possible with actually talented writers that actually care about good storytelling, sci-fi, lore, cause and effect, etc. Unfortunately, repairs such as this take longer and require far more resources than was expended making the mess in the first place, and that may make other long-going problems. Like other long-going problems, the fix can appear worse than the problem you were trying to solve in the first place. So little chance of the right people actually getting the time and resources to actually get it done right. Will it happen? Only if the right people see and understand this message. Increase the odds by liking, commenting, and sharing to maximize potential repairs, and of course, hope. In the end, while it is entirely possible, unfortunately, right now, it's not likely.